Hi guys. Okay, so today we are talking triggers.
That's why we didn't have as much fluff in our hi, because we're talking about things that like make us mad.
Yeah, or make you want to drink, which is my case.
Yes.
I actually came up with this because I was noticing the other day I'm really trying not to drink during the week. With my early morning schedule, it makes me miserable. Yeah. Even a glass of wine has started to make me miserable. And not only that, but it makes me gain weight. because what I used to be able to have a glass of wine in my 30s, and now in my 40s, I can't even have one glass, and I feel like I'm made of eaten a package of cookies.
If you look at it, you gain a couple pounds.
It's true.
And then if you drink it, then you gain even more pounds.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've been trying not to drink during the week, but I notice I have triggers, and whenever I get triggered, I want to grab that bottle of wine or that glass of wine. That glass, not a bottle.
I want to grab a whole bottle.
I do want to grab the whole bottle.
Well, and so what Suzanne is doing is called self-soothing.
Yes.
Nice.
No, it's okay.
Yes.
Right.
So let's talk about the triggers that make you want to self-soothe, and let's talk about some healthier tools to self-soothe.
Right.
I don't know why I can't say that word.
Self-soothe. Well, I notice it when I get, now this is the interesting part. There's one time I notice it when I'm making dinner, and it's just like, I just want that glass of wine while I'm making dinner. It just, like, I need that for whatever reason. It just, that's where it really starts to swirl. The other time I notice it is if I'm stressed out, like if, the kids are with homework and they're stressed out about that and it stresses me out, or if I've got other issues at work that I'm dealing with and I come home and I'm like, just want a glass of wine, so those are the kind of the triggers for me.
So let's play with this. And so I'm going to kind of role model what you want to be doing with yourself. So let's play with this for a minute. So you're in the kitchen, imagine you're in the kitchen, you're cooking, and you don't even realize it, but your head is talking to you. So what is your head saying? About I'm so tired. Why do I need to be cooking dinner?
Feel like it's right. There's so much going on in my life. Like, I don't stop. I mean, from the moment I wake up at 2 a.m. until the moment I go to sleep, at 7 o'clock at night, I go. And I feel like that making dinner for me is a time that I really should just be relaxing, but I can't because I got to make dinner for the kids. So I feel like that glass of wine while I'm making dinner helps me relax.
Right. So when we're looking at triggers, what we're wanting to look at is what's going on in my body right now. I'm feeling frustrated, overwhelmed. I've already put in 20 hours. And why do I have to be by myself cooking dinner? Any of this sounding familiar?
Yes.
Why don't I have anybody here to help me?
Right.
This isn't fair. I've already put in enough. So really, that's what we want to start doing is Suzanne, I'm like doing full-blown therapy on her. And she's like, yes.
That's exactly how I feel.
Right. So that's the first step in this is we've got to really connect with what is going on for us, because the reason wine's a bad idea, the reason food's a bad idea, chocolate's a bad idea, is basically you're having some really real, valid feelings coming up. And when you reach for the chocolate, the wine, the food, you're just going, get it back down. You're stuffing it back down.
Yes.
I don't have time to feel this. I can't deal with this right now. I just need to feel better. And so you're stuffing it. And the problem is we become like repetitive, habitual stuffers. And then all of a sudden on a Sunday, you wake up and you're just depressed and you're crying all day. And you're what's wrong with me? Right? I'm not meaning to do this to her. But, so then what happens is you've stuffed it all week, every dinner time, every hour. And then on Sunday, it all starts coming back up, which means now you need an even bigger bottle of wine because now it's really big. So for me, what I try to teach people is stop stuffing it. Like, the chunk isn't that big. I know it feels so big, but the chunk isn't that big. When I feel those moments, because I can't drink, and it's health stuff, I can't really drink. So when I feel that, and I feel that, it's not fair, I just sit for a minute, and the tears come. Why am I a single mom? Why am I working so hard? Why am I doing this by myself? This isn't what I planned. I'm so tired. When am I going to get a break, right? This feeling familiar? Yeah. And I let myself cry or I let myself feel it. And you'd be surprised. It might be 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah. But in front of my kids?
Well, you know what? I would excuse myself. I would
Right.
literally turn the burner off, go to
Right.
your room, sit on your bed, and just go, what is going on with me?
Yeah.
And let it come up and even say it out loud. This isn't fair. This isn't what I signed up for. I'm so darn tired. I'm so exhausted. How much longer am I going to have to push like this?
Right.
And let it come. And you know what's amazing? And you did this on the segment the other day. You talked about how tears are cleansing.
They are.
How people report feeling better
afterwards.
It's good for your skin, ladies. So let it happen. And I'll tell you, after those 10 minutes, you're like, okay, you know what? I can do this. This is
Right.
hard. I feel sad. I'm not going to be doing this forever.
Right.
You know, I'm going to launch my kids someday and I'll be sitting here crying, wish I had someone to cook dinner for.
Right.
You know, and so you kind of reconfigure, you take a deep breath, maybe you get some chewing gum or your lesser of your evils. Maybe you do 2 minutes of meditation, or you sit and do your headspace for 5 minutes, or maybe you turn on Will and Grace in the background. I know TV is a great medicator for me. Like, it soothes me, but it's not toxic. I'm not doing it 10 hours a day.
Right.
But when I feel like that and I'm like, gosh, why do I had to do filing or some kind of work thing yesterday that I hate, like organizing filing, but I had to tape Will and Grace. So I just put that on. I'm laughing now. I'm doing my task and I'm feeling some joy instead of, so figure out what that other thing that can soothe you, but that's not toxic, but do the feelings first.
You know, the other thing, and I want to talk about your triggers because I know you said you get angry, which I do. I have that. I can get that trigger as well. And it's usually surrounding when people question my adequacy or question if I'm doing enough. Yes. And that makes me very angry because I feel like all I do is do. Yeah. And so whenever I feel like someone is not valuing that, it makes me very angry.
So instead of just talking about anger, what I want to talk about is exactly what will take us right to what you're asking, which is you want to figure out what is this reminding you of? Because triggers, when we say the word triggers, what does that mean? Most people know what it means. Oh, it's when somebody does something and I'm mad or I'm crying or I'm frustrated, something makes me feel off. Really what's happening 9 times out of 10 is what I would call the 90-10 rule. And Imago talks about the 90-10 rule, that something touched me. That's the 10%. I came home, I have to cook dinner. That's what touched me. The 90% is all those feelings that I feel alone and why am I doing this on my own? And then the real hit you between the eyes. When have I felt like this in my childhood, right? How is this feeling familiar to how I felt growing up? Because most of our triggers have to do, 90% has to do with back there. And I'm not going to do it to Suzanne. I'm not even going to look at her when I say this because I'll make her cry. But I would say to her, like, when did you feel alone any other time in your life? And then she'd be crying and then it'd be a whole nother segment. Yeah. So what you want to do though is ask yourself that, when have I felt this before? When did I feel this way growing up? Did I feel overwhelmed, alone, like I was in it all by myself? You know, and then you're like, okay, now you know what the original trigger is. What is it really taking you back to? And if you know that information, what's so powerful as an adult is to be able then for me to say to myself, you know what? I really was alone back then as a kid when those things happened in my life. I'm really not alone today. The truth is, I could call my friend Jenna and she would come help me right now. I could call my bestie Tina and she would be here in 5 minutes with takeout. I'm not alone. I'm choosing to cook a nice meal for my children. Right. And it's been a really long day, but it's really important to me that I do this for them. And so even just making that choice and recognizing that it's not really what the trigger is and what you feel is not really what's reality today. But it feels similar.
Like the same way that you felt when you were alone as a child or whatever it was.
Exactly. So then once you know the original wound, then you can kind of put some nurturing on it and say, you know what? And then that's when we go back to kind of what we talked about in our other videos around codependency. What do I need to do to take care of myself? And you know what? Sometimes, Suzanne, what you need to do to take care of yourself is call, what is it?
Delivery dudes.
Delivery dudes. I was going to say StubHub, Chow Guy. Sometimes what you need to do is say, you know what? Tonight, I just need to sit on the couch with my babies, one on each side, watch something funny, and let delivery dudes deliver our food.
And I do that. I mean, I am getting better at doing that. And I know Shannon didn't want to trigger me in this, but she was, I did lose my brother at a very young age. Yes. We were super tight. Yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, I think I get triggered by feeling that loneliness that I felt as a child from losing your brother. And yeah, I do get that. I get that. And Sundays are super hard.
Right.
Sundays are super hard.
Yeah, I think Sundays are really hard for most people because Sunday's family day. So if you've gone through a divorce, if you're single on a Sunday, if you're at Bagel, I remember when I went through my divorce, I'd go to Bagel Boys on Sunday and I just want to kill myself. I'm like, how many families can they cram in this little stupid shop?
And they all look so happy.
And they're all so happy with their little their church dresses and mommy, daddy, and everybody's so happy. And I just be like, oh my God. So yeah, Sunday is a family day. Also, what's interesting, we're doing a little ADD segment here, bear with us, but I know that you're probably an empath. I know I'm an empath. One of the fun things, if you Google 25 traits of an empath, you will love it. A lot of us are very intuitive, very connected, and we kind of wear our feelings on our outside. One of the traits of an empath is we feel the days of the week. So on Sunday, we can feel that we're going back to work, the resting time is over, it's back to the grind, and we feel it in our skin, right?
It's so true.
Isn't that
It
so
is so
fascinating?
true. That is so fascinating because I really feel like it's true. I mean, I know everyone feels like Monday's like, oh,
but not everybody
Tuesday.
feels the days of the week.
But really?
No, not everybody knows what day. I know what day it is when I open my eyes.
I'm the same
feel
way.
the day of the week. You know what you know how I know this? I don't really, Sundays are a little rough. They were really rough when I went through my divorce, but they don't bother me as much. But you know how I know? Thursdays, I'm ready to party. I'm like, woo! And you know why? Because I usually always have a lighter day. When I was in college, I had a light day Friday.
Right.
And as a worker, I take off like noon on Fridays, and I kind of really push hard Monday through Thursday. I don't get home till late on Thursday. So Thursday nights, I could go out every Thursday night because my body's like, we're done.
You know, it's funny that you say that because I've felt like this since I was a child.
Yeah.
I've had these feelings around the days of the week since I was a child.
Yep.
This hasn't just been a work thing.
Yep.
This has been my whole life.
Yeah, because you're an empath. You feel things. Like it says empaths have more psychic ability. They kind of know things that other people don't pick up on. They feel the days of the week. Look it up. You'll find it interesting. And so there's a tool for this. If you're an empath that feels the days of the week and Sunday is a really depressing day for you, you might want to do all your chores on Saturday morning, your laundry, your grocery shopping, and then on Sunday go to a funny movie. Or my mom and I, when I was in my 20s, we'd go dancing every Sunday night and just have a ball. And totally change that feeling of, we gotta go to work tomorrow. It's like, no, we're going dancing. Right? And so doing something fun on Sunday nights, the other thing we did for years after we were like too old to dance was family dinner. We did family dinner so we wouldn't feel lonely.
But see, we would do barbecues and then we'd drink an entire bottle of wine on Sunday, and that would make you feel even worse.
We're going to do another segment on wine. Okay? So we'll do another segment on wine. That's the topic.
Stopped. No, stop because I can't. I just can't do it. And if there is an open bottle in my fridge, that is a huge trigger for me. Or maybe that's just a huge, what do you call it?
I don't think the issue is wine. I say this gently for Suzanne and for the rest. I think the issue is life is hard.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff right now that we're all dealing with in this country and in our own lives. And when we don't want to deal with it, we want to soothe it and we want to stuff it. So her wine is somebody else's chocolate, is my TV, is somebody else's shopping online. Get off that computer. And that's how we're soothing ourselves and we're avoiding those feelings. And I'm here to tell you that take 10 minutes to feel it and then it's gone, and then you're not stacking up for the depression Sunday.
Yeah, it's so true because if I can pull myself out of that 10-minute, it's like a window, like a tiny window. And if I can pull myself out of that, I'm like, I feel great. I feel fine. You know, it's just getting through that one little, this something's not right here. This doesn't feel good, you know, and if you can just get through that and feel it and be okay with it, you're fine.
Because what we tend to do, I know for me, my disease, your wine is my busyaholism. So being a busyaholic, so it's like, I'm having feelings. Let me just keep moving. Let me keep moving. Let me keep moving. And so for me, it's about sit down, Shannon. And then I sit down and the tears just come. And then I know, and then I'm like, why am I crying? Oh, I'm crying over that. Okay. And then at least I can tend to it, whether you're going to cry for 10 minutes. For some people, you've mentioned journaling's very effective. For some people, pull out that journal and just put it on the paper. For other people, I know for me, I really do well with talking, processing with people. So I have a lot of good besties that I can call and say, hey, I need to kind of chew on this for a minute with you and just kind of dump it and download it and process it. And then I have some answers and I'm done with it. But there needs to be something done with this for those 10 minutes instead of stuffing it.
Yeah.
So you can deal with it and get rid of it.
Can you still stuff it but get through it? Like, for instance, if I just continue to make dinner and just talk myself through it, that's not stuffing it, right?
You know what? It still is.
Yeah.
It's not medicating it. And so what will happen is you might decide, I mean, God, we as moms do this all day long and twice on Sunday. We have to get through it, right? We're at a soccer game. We're on the news. You're on the news. It's like, I can't cry right now.
Right.
So you do have to stuff it, but just dog ear the page. Like, you know what? I'm going to get the dinner cooked and then I'm going to go do some journaling and I'm going to cry for 10 minutes and figure out what's going on. Don't stuff it for too long, because when we do it, we're just pushing it deeper and deeper. So, you know, I might be working.
You don't need to have a glass of wine or whatever to stuff it. You can stuff it by just
pause it.
Right.
Don't stuff it with chemicals or busy. Pause it and then make a note to go back. I mean, gosh, as a therapist, you know how many times you're a news anchor? How many times are you so triggered on the news where you just want to bawl your eyes out?
Oh, I've bawled a million times on the news. You know?
And so you have to pause, but then you need to go bawl.
Yeah.
You know, and as a therapist, someone says something, I'm like, oh my God, that's the most horrible thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And I pause, and then I will maybe cry a little later, or cry in an hour, or cry later that night. But I need to get back to it, because if you don't get back to it, you've put it in the vault. It doesn't just go away. And that's why I have a job where there's a lot of people coming in every week.
Right.
Because people have been putting stuff in the vault for years. And by the time they get to me, they're like, I can't stop crying. And I don't even know why.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that I get to that point too. And I'll just start, I will just be crying over something that's not related to what I'm even talking about. But it's like, oh yeah, okay, that's some unresolved crap, Suzanne.
Yes. So
maybe you should deal with that.
Yeah, do it.
Right.
Do it now.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good advice. Okay, guys. So let us know, how you deal with triggers. Also, let us know if you have any challenges that you're dealing with in your life, anything you need advice from Shannon. She's got great tools. That's what I love about her.
And what I love is that I deflected all over Suzanne today. I didn't have to say anything about me. It was beautiful.
That was very deep.
Got away from the anger.
That's right.
We're going to go cry.
That's right. All right, everyone.
See you
Have
later.
a great day, and leave us your comments and like our page. Bye.